Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always watching my videos. Jazakumullah khair, everyone. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this place of benefit to us. Bi'iznillahi ta'ala. Don't forget to use the subscribe button to get notified whenever I post, inshallah. My name is Barka and I make videos around faith and lifestyle. Alhamdulillah. Eid. Eid is around the corner. Eidaladha, like many of us also like to call it Eid al-Kabir. It's just around the corner, and many of us are preparing for it. I think that it comes so fast after Eid al-Fitr. You celebrate Eid al-Fitr, and before you know, next minute you're doing Eid al-Adha. Alhamdulillah, it's all out of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we're super grateful for them. Alhamdulillah. I did post something on my story around people, young wives and even older wives celebrating Eid at their in-laws, and how people feel about it. Just to get people's response to know if I'm in my head, or if there are people like me out there who think why. But Alhamdulillah, I'm not even going to lie. I got a lot of mashallah positive comments, and I also got a lot of very negative comments as well. Very funny comments as well, which I wish I didn't get. But it's just the reality of people, and there's nothing you can do about it. It just felt like I wanted to ask questions I didn't know how to confront people about. So Alhamdulillah, it didn't really go bad. But yeah, I was so happy that I got lots of positive comments as well. And if you ask me, it was more like a 50 or 60-50 thing, where say the 50 was for the positive, and the 60 was for the people who didn't really like it at all. The positive one said things like they were happy celebrating it. They're always happy celebrating it with their in-laws. Their mother-in-law pamper them. They actually don't get to do a lot of work. It's a very fun and bubbly environment. You get to meet a lot of people. And what I find that was very common with them is the fact that they have good relationship with their in-laws, whether it's their sister-in-laws or their mother-in-laws. They have like very cool and mashallah tabarakallah relationship with them. I thought that was very beautiful, because in the country where I'm from, many of us used to carry sugar when we were getting married, and that's not a good thing. To be honest, for a young person you're listening to this, do not go into your husband's house. Do not start your relationship with your in-laws sour. I know that it's not something that's dependent on you 100%. It's also dependent on them as well. But from your own side, let it not be that you're coming with shoulder pad. It's not a good thing. And yeah, with the sisters that were not so happy with the situation, it was more about the amount of work that they have to do. I also found that many were also not happy with the fact that they had to travel with kids, and it was like a no-brainer that they actually had to do that traveling. And growing up, I realized that when we're growing up, the distance was really much, and people usually traveled by road, and it didn't matter whether they had 5 children. What they'll do is, before the parents eventually leave, they'll send like a good number of their children with other people who were living before them, and then they'll join them afterwards. Alhamdulillah. And I didn't really understand, because in my head I used to think, don't people like have traditions that they want to cultivate for themselves and their own family? But I guess that's also part of the tradition. When I was growing up, I used to spend Eid with my grandmom. We used to take turns to go to my grandparents' place and my auntie's places to spend Eid. And I mean, it was fun. You get to see other cousins. You get to see, the house is really full. You get to eat, but you also had to do a lot of work. So yeah, we also had to do a lot of work which I didn't necessarily enjoy, because by the time I'm back home to my parents, I'm just always like, every time I left my parents' place to go and celebrate Eid, somewhere else, I just came back really so tired and exhausted. And even when I was at home with my own parent, it was just a lot of work. On the day of Eid, you do a lot of cooking. And I tell you, I'm not the only child that my parents gave birth to. I've got a good number of siblings. And we'll do like all the division of labor and everything, but you'll still be so tired and exhausted. And I knew that, at a very young age, that this was not what I wanted for my own family. Eid is a time of celebration, and celebration it was going to be, or it is going to be. Um, and celebration it is going to be for me and my family. So because of that experience, I knew to have the conversation with whoever it is that was looking to get married to me. I need to have that conversation with them. It was such a big red flag for me if you had to carry me from anywhere to somewhere because you want to go and celebrate Eid. I have ambitions. I have traditions. I have things that I really want to do with my family as we grow our family together. So if that was a very important part of life for you or a very important tradition for you, then we might not be compatible, because in the beginning it might seem like, okay, maybe I'll try, but at the end of the day, it will be, I didn't want this in the first place. So, and you might think that you're something very little, but it's also something that can harm the marriage as well. Right. So I made sure that I had that conversation. Do you travel yearly? Is it a must thing? Um, how important is that to you? And I did ask all that question. And many times people think that the courting period is for lovey-dovey. I personally think that it's the time where, that's why Islam encourages short courtship. I think that it's a time where you get to ask questions like this. You ask all the important questions and talk about your values and the things that are most important to you. um so it's not trivial, it's not a trivial issue at all, because like reading from those sisters just really broke my heart. The fact that they already started it, and just feel like, what, it's something that we already started, it's not something that we can stop doing. um Even though it's taking a toll on them, it's taking a toll on their mental health. A particular sister even said to me that she doesn't look forward to evil at all, and I thought, that's not nice. It's something that Islamically you should look forward to, and should be excited for, and I feel like that's been taken away from her. Um, do I think that it should exist? I feel like if both parties, like the sisters who were very positive, a particular sister really talked extensively about how she looks forward to it because her mother-in-law is going to pamper her. you know um if both parties are happy doing it, regardless of the number of children involved, if they are just happy traveling, going to do all that work, or just going to celebrate with in-laws, they're not necessarily adamant, or they don't necessarily have any traditions that they want to form, or they want to start with their own families. Why not? Everyone is happy, the husband is happy, um the wife is happy. Well, alhamd. But if one person is at it and the other person is like, this is just a burden, then I feel like maybe try and have conversations around it. I also noticed that the fact that some sisters have already started it is also hard for them to pull out, because to be like, how many years now back to back you've been doing it, and all of a sudden you're not doing it again. But things happen, life happens, people evolve, people change. So I feel like you should be able to have that conversation with your partner. It might not necessarily go how you want it to go, but maybe there's going to be some sort of compromise. Maybe there's going to be some sort of acknowledgement. Especially when your relationship with your in-law is sour. Oh my god, I feel like it's just torture. It's torture to have to be around certain people who you do not have the best of relationship with for a good number of days. And it's just sad that by the time you return back to wherever it is that you're based, you're also now, you don't have the time to see your own friends, you don't have the time to see your own family, and then it's just boom. the public holiday is over, you're supposed to resume work almost immediately. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be if you decide to have a conversation around it. Um, if you decide to say, you know what, I've tried, I know do again. Um, I don't know what it's going to be, and honestly, I do not promote, uh, and honestly, I do not advise sisters to deal with this matter in a very rash way. Um, I think that yes, you can have a conversation around it and see what comes out of it. See, read the room, read the atmosphere. Me, I'm of the opinion that if you're a woman, you can get whatever it is that you want. I'm of that opinion. Allah has given us that wisdom. We just have to know how to use it, right? So if you can have a conversation, some people say, oh, it's a compromise that their husbands get to spend either Fitr with them, but then they get to also not travel to his own place for Eid al-Kabir, and they're okay with it. So if something like that, if you can be okay with something like that, okay for you. Um, but I don't advise that you go ahead and allow Shaitan to use you and be fighting up and down. Or this space is for people that have sense and people that people that can be diplomatic. You can think that, oh, it's just such a very little thing. Um, but Shaitan can easily use you. Shaitan does not like marriage at all. So any small hole it can get like this, to penetrate and cause chaos, he just wants to do it. And let it not be like it is Isabiki that says I should can be causing chaos up and down. It's not me. I'm just saying, have the conversation. See how you things can be better. Don't be living a very miserable life. I'm not pro living a miserable life. I'm pro healthy mental health as well. I'm pro happy wife, happy mom, happy young sisters. And for those who are not married and who are watching me, again, have important conversations. Don't waste your time just doing lovey-dovey things. You lovey-dovey, you do it. It's how you say, yeah, it's enough. And yeah, hopefully all of us will be fine. I hope that we have an amazing evil Adha or evil Kabir. And this time around, you are happy. You are happy knowing that you're not alone. To be honest, you are actually not alone. There are a good number of sisters going through whatever it is that you're going through. If you're on the positive side and you're feeling a type of way, because some people feel, oh, don't worry, they'll soon show you, because we always think that in-laws are out there to show you. I don't believe that as well. Um, you're not alone. There are a lot of other sisters who are also enjoying it like you. So bask in it. If you're on the other side who, you know, is not enjoying it, just know that you're also not alone. There are other sisters who are going through it as well. And that should give you some level of comfort. I hope that I have made some sense, hopefully. um, and yeah, like I said, you have an amazing Eid. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys inshallah in my very next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.